Hi friends, this is Calpurn Piso presenting facts. Enjoy it.
Hey, we create thinking with the brain, correct? Not with the ass. All religious beliefs, alone, without exception, originate from the brain and accept imaginary friends, delusions and irrational concepts as if they were reality. Just like in schizophrenia, schizotypal disorder, status epilepticus, or people under drugs. They cannot tell between fantasy and reality, also like children. They cannot tell what's real and what's not, what's a delusion. 6, 7-year-old children. So people that grow up believing the fairy tales of religion and are educated, it's fair to say they are sick. Their brains malfunction. They cannot tell between fact and fiction. So they are no different than schizophrenics. That's the reality of it all. And this is an example of what faith psychosis does. By the way, the Jews, or the members of the, that were over 2,000 years ago, settled in the Roman province of Judea, Palestine. They were merchants and speculators. That's the reason they named Jews. The majority are atheist, mentally healthy, because they use the religious psychosis and religious as a tradition. It's like going to Disneyland, you know, nothing in Disneyland is real, but you enjoy the fairy tales of Disneyland. Exactly the same. But this is what faith psychosis does to people. It always begs for blood sacrifice. All the Abrahamic religions do. Blood. These people are psychotic, suffer from mental illness, and they are very dangerous. They are accidents and genocide waiting for a place to happen.
I was born out of a fuck with a blank brain, and my penis Christ is intact, thanks to Uncle Calp.
Says government is overstepping its bounds. Cantor Philip Sherman says he's performed more than 20,000 circumcisions, 6 just today. He's
transmitting infections to infants.
The new regulations, the first in the country, copies from the oral part of the circumcision. 2 of them died. The Senate.
And you know where the oral form of the circumcision came from? From the 5,000-year-old Egyptian religion where the god Atum used his hand, masturbated, he ate his own milk, and see everybody's kneeling over here waiting for the cum to receive, and he spit the whole world into existence after he did the Ouroboros. And then the remaining was the Milky Way. Everything was related to the stars. So everybody practiced that. It was nothing pornographic. They suck dick. This is what people today do when they kneel down and hold their hands together. Because the Egyptians didn't know that the penis was the organ of generation. They thought it was something from the gods that did this, because you receive orgasm. And the Christ psychotics don't understand that. When you urinate, you put your hand like this. You have that curve. You hold it like this, and it's all over the place. All the hand of God is right there. Right there. And that's what this circumcision and sucking dick come from. All religions are practicing this, and the stupid Christ psychotic infected imbeciles don't realize it. The hand of God is the hand that masturbated the God, because the God was hermaphrodite. In other words, par male and par female. The female side was the hand, which is an amulet. Look at this. It's all over the place. They worship, they have it as an amulet, the hand of God. They have it in Egypt, and they have it in Israel. And it's nothing but the hand that masturbated the God. You cannot masturbate unless you use your hand and you masturbate your penis and receive orgasm. This is what it comes from.
Well, the fact is that we are evolved, mutated primates. Who created us? Well, it's very simple. If you study science, you know that our Creator, our God, was the cock of our dads. that spit sperm, DNA into a woman's cave, triggering a reaction, zygote, series of mutations, thanks to the Hox genes, which resulted and created all these us, an evolved mutated primate. We are nothing but another animal, another species of primate. But we are crazy because we are the only ones that actually have qualia, cognition, abstract reasoning and thinking. That in a way is a defect, it's a mutation, we are nothing but freaks of nature. But in reality we are product of a fuck. Yes. So our God is our dad, the cock of our dad that spits sperm into our mom's, fertilizing the egg. Then, 9 months later, we emerged out of the cave, lacking knowledge, lacking belief, or in anything. So as you can see, the brain is us. We create thinking, reasoning, everything with our brains. Here. There is no difference between the bizarre metamagical beliefs found at the root of all religions, faith, and also the bizarre metamagical beliefs at the root of schizophrenia, of the many schizophrenias, and also temporal lobe epilepsy and many neurological disorders. So in many ways, religious is organized as schizophrenia. It's a form of a schizophrenia, form of a disorder that lays latent in our brains. Not unlike the HIV AIDS virus on the people that are positive. Same thing, waiting for all of a sudden the disease to become full-blown. And this is exactly the same thing with religious people that are born with or that have a defective, not only defective but a weak brain, susceptible to the psychosis of God belief. A person that is educated and all that, very educated from a family, can be very intellectual family, can be a Christ psychosis infected family, whatever. But if the kid is brought up, educated and all that, have a PhD degree and still believe in resurrected something that's with blood or gods, then that person has a problem with the brain, not unlike a schizotypal disorder, schizophrenia. This is simply a fact. We create thoughts with our brain. Not the heart, not the ass.
To the Egyptians, we are a creation of the god Atum, the autofellatio that spit his cum into existence. The Milky Way is the remain. It was all the stars. And these Christ psychosis infected imbeciles that ought to be committed are molesting and raping the mind of children. They use their hands. Look at this. They are psychotic. But also, all religions are psychotic people. Look at the Muslims during Ashura. They said everything is related to a blood sacrifice of the god.
There are as many gods and imaginary friends as our brains can create. Especially if the brain is malfunctioning with schizotypal schizophrenia, then you can create all kind of imaginary friends. Just like in the religious people of faith. Many, many gods. Many manifestations of Buddha. Many manifestations of the same imaginary friend with many, many different names. This is what people don't understand. Is that what is God? Define God as a concept. But he has many names. There are over 8,000 languages spoken in the planet. Languages used to communicate. So the name of the imaginary friend it has many, many different names and concepts. Buddha is either male, female, hermaphrodite, many manifestations. Just like you have in the Christian religion, Virgin Mary has many manifestations, Virgin of Guadalupe, Virgin of Fatima, Virgin of Lourdes, Virgin of the Sandwich, Virgin of anything that you see, and all of a sudden you say, oh, I saw the Virgin Mary. And that goes also with Allah, with the Prophet Muhammad, with saints, and with everything. All the names change, and it's, you know, the same, the person with different names, the different God with different names. So believing God is a psychosis. It's a neurological disorder, especially in this 21st century. Gods are creations of the brain. Especially the more drugs you take, the more vivid the gods become, and the more real.
But God belief is created in the brain when it has a schizophrenia, and it is sick. And what Christ psychotic infected and regular people don't realize that the brain is the creator of the psychosis of God belief. And there are as many gods as the brain can create. And it all demands ritual sacrifice. You know, Christianity, all the Abrahamic religions are based on blood sacrifice. So were the Aztecs and many, many, many religions in the world since 40,000 years ago. So there you have it. Religion is a mental illness. It's there. And it's because of all the psychopathy, genocide, pedophilia, immorality, as you can see. God belief is a disease. And the imaginary God usually demands blood. Here are the flagellants shooter, and Christians, Christ psychotics, all the flagellate themselves. And it's all over the place. All the sacrifice in the Philippines, you can see them. They whip themselves silly. They crucify themselves. And the churches keep all these people psychotic, and they belong in mental institutions. Religion is a disease.
To the spot where he discovered 5 dead animals.
And I thought they were dogs. I was pretty mortified. And then I looked and I saw they had hoofs, so that they were goats, but they were big goats, and somebody chopped their heads off.
Were likely the victims of animal sacrifice during a Santeria ritual.
This Christ psychotic infected imbecile doesn't realize that it all comes from Christianity. Santeria is Christianity. All the bullfights come from Christ psychosis. 1500 years ago, from the Apis bull that was considered satanic. They, in Spain, they throw goats out windows as a sacrifice. It all comes from the Roman religion. But it is like Uncle Sam fucking the Lady Liberty. There are symbolisms of the god of the fields and the god of generation, Priapus. And here they are throwing funds. I mean, these people are disgusting, and they are very stupid because they don't realize that all this comes from the Roman religion, a lot of symbolism, and everything evolved, and personifications, semiotics that they use. And they don't understand that. This is the problem. Religion simply is a mental disease. It's a form of schizophrenia that demands blood, and these people want blood all the time. As you can see in the bullfights, dog fights, cockfights, etc., etc. And especially in Spain, they are full of parties, blood feast, and also in Arabia you see that they kill camels, and they actually beat up women all the time. It's all thanks to religious psychosis, which is a schizophrenia type disease. Look at this. Catalonia has a lot of this blood sacrifice, and the people enjoy it. It's all festivities, festivals of blood of the saints, and they're psychotic. They are the reason they have homophobia. Look at what this guy did. You know, another chaplain, gay demons infect animals. These people are, and they are loose in the streets, in churches. And the churches, they spread the illness, the mental disease of Christ psychosis, as some got believe. This guy killed this poor kid because he thought he was gay. Imagine killing a little baby, a 4-year-old. I mean, it is absolutely disgusting. Things like that didn't happen in ancient Rome. Never. It's all a Christianity invention. It's immoral. Look at, they bully the kids because they probably call him gay. It's nothing wrong. We're all bisexual by nature. This asshole, telepathically, you know, the demons and rapists, Satan, all that crap. And these people are loose in the streets. And they're allowed to build churches, corrupt, make themselves completely very, very wealthy. And in churches, feeding these people with this garbage infecting their brains. And they are called, of course, schizophrenia. Like, look at this pastor here. Demonic possession, convincing this woman she's possessed by satanic things. This this Mayan woman and Mayan woman. And also, look at this, the Inquisitions. You can see the Inquisition that lasted for hundreds and hundreds of years. And they brought it to Spain. They raped the natives. They brought it to the rape of Americans. And you see that also in United States of America, which is a crass-psychotic infected country. They stole the natives' things. They imposed the Christianity on them. These people are disgusting. And nobody seems to realize it. The beliefs of Christians are psychotic. And look at this in the papacy here. The Inquisition, because it was a bad word, they call it now the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith. Another name. But these people are psychopaths. And they're bloodthirsty psychopaths. The Crusade, look at this. They lasted for like 200 and some years. It's amazing. And this is not taught to children. I am here at the Palace of the Inquisition in Cartagena, Colombia. In South America, they love to torture the natives, and they imported blacks from Africa because the natives were too small. They corrupted these people. They screwed up their civilization. They stole their land, and they torture them all the time with this garbage. This is Christ psychosis for you.
You know, there is a fact that a lobotomy, partial lobotomy, frontal lobe operation, the executive, locus coeruleus, and all that, you can manipulate the brain, operate it, and your believing God and your faith will be removed. Right there. That's proof that the brain is the creator of the delusions. The delusions of God doesn't exist outside of the brain. It doesn't exist. So God is actually a delusion. It's a psychosis. It's an infantile psychosis because a little kid believes in fairy tales. Same thing like religious people believe. They are fairy tales. But in their case, they are adults. And especially they are educated and believe in the fairy tales of religious, and there are many, many, many religions and many, many, many faiths and many, many gods, then that person is actually reasoning no different than a person suffering from schizophrenia. For one of these schizophrenias, temporal epilepsy, psychosis, or giving drugs, for instance, psychotropic substances, and then you can see as many gods and believe that the delusions you're seeing are real. Are real. An operation of the brain will do exactly that. So a lobotomy will cure Christianity. It will cure Christ psychosis, Islam psychosis, or any something God belief, or any other type of a malfunction of the brain, of believing in God and crap like that.
And everything that I say is based on science facts. The brain creates the mind. We are product of coitus. We're very small and we evolve. 9 months later, we evolve out of a mother's caves, and we have all our bodies are universes within. They are universes inside of us. And I seem to be the only one that presents the facts naked. I talk about myself because I'm an evolved mutated primate. Dawkins doesn't do it. Krauss doesn't do it. A lot of scientists don't do it. They talk about the outside, but they never reveal themselves of what they are. That they are product of coitus. And we have all kind of systems in our bodies. They're all the same. Regardless of the color of your skin. We're all the same inside. Identical color. Same thing. Black, white, green, yellow, whatever you want to call it, with eyes like this, with nose like that, or whatever you want to, ears like this, or whatever. We are evolved mutated primates, and in the inside colors are the same. We all have the same organs. And we have to compare it, doing semiotics inside our organs with the systems in nature. Our caves of the unclean spirits is basically our colon, our anus, our intestines. The inside of the anus is where the flatulence, the gas is expelled. In ancient times, with it was called the cave of the unclean spirits, because the spirit is in air, is air. When we breathe, the oxygen, the spirit gets in our souls. That's what a spirit is. And people that are very ignorant, especially infected with religious psychosis, they don't understand that. Here are the facts. The facts are facts. Facts talk, scientific facts talk, religious psychosis bullshit walks. Let me show you something that nobody dares do. This is the Cave of the Unclean Spirits, is my colon, because I got a colonoscopy. Everybody should have one. And I'm like, oh, brand new, even though I'm 70 years old. But imagine, this is all inside our bodies, and it's incredible. All the systems are incredible. It can compare to meteor crater. It can compare to the Arizona cliff dwellers. And you know, religious beliefs as a mental illness or psychosis would be known if we could experiment with deeply believing Christians and operate their brains and compare them and experiment and compare with people that suffer from really deep schizophrenia. But you cannot do that because it's immoral, because of religious psychosis. So you're stuck. It's a catch-22. See, and you can experiment with monkeys all you want, or with rats and all that, but they don't have qualia, they don't have abstract cognition, so you cannot find out. So this is the problem. If you can take a Christian and you experiment with the brain and you remove things and give them certain psychotic medicines, they'll forget about Christ. They will be just exactly the same like treating a person suffering from temporal lobe epilepsy, schizophrenia, a deep depression, and all that. And psychopathy, schizotypy. But you can't do it because of the nature of the psychosis of Christianity, which induces morality, this super pseudo-morality that they have. These people are absolutely crazy. They're disgusting. They're the most immoral psychopath ever, and they don't realize it. And anything that is killing the infidel, they call it moral. Killing Jews are called moral. Killing gays is called moral to them. They have a screwed up morality because of their disorder that they have. So there you have it, a fact. If you believe in God, you have a problem with your brain, no different than schizophrenia. So keep that in mind. Keep always the prime directive in mind. We are evolved mutated primates, product of coitus, that create thinking, the mind, with our brains. If you believe in God, you have a problem with your brain. So get rid of, dismiss all that, so you become truly very healthy, educated, very healthy, sane, in other words, an atheist. Pace de oro.